it this thing? Oh. Covenant, here we are in Coffeyville, and behind me is something very, very special.
This is my grandfather's 1971 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck that he had started fixing and restoring in hopes of giving to my older brother for his graduation gift. Unfortunately, life and health got away from him and declined. So for the past 10 years, it's been sitting out in the elements, abandoned, non-running, and non-operational. Today, we're going to be trying to fix this and give it to my older brother for his graduation gift, just like my grandpa always dreamed of.
So far, the restoration has been a destruction. I just broke the hood release right here, but that's fine. I think the hood should be popped. I have never worked on old vehicles before.
But all it took was one look at the engine bay to tell that this 350 that my grandpa put in his youth was gonna be a really good engine for my older brother. And I'm super excited to dive into this project and get it running. After I found what I thought to be the correct battery, I plugged it in. I found out later that this battery was actually not the right battery. So once we got the right battery, we went ahead and slapped that bad boy in the truck.
There we go, foot on the brake. Battery's hooked up. All right, crank it over. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold the throttle open from in here, and then, well then, yeah, then we're getting more airflow. So try it again. Oh, sorry. Keep going, keep going. Oh, there it goes, keep going. So we tried siphoning it, and there's straight up no gas in it. We stuck the tube into the thing, and nothing was coming out. So this thing had no gas, and that's why we couldn't start it. So this time the saying, I know what's wrong with it, ain't got no gas in it, it's actually correct, because this thing has no gas in it. I don't know if you guys heard, but me and my older brother were like freaking out because it was starting to sputter a little bit. And we just realized he has a siphoning pump, and we realized that all that's left in there is old gas. It's basically water. So the plan is to get new gas, and then this thing should hopefully start right up, because with the starter fluid, it was giving us some sputters. And I think if this thing was just full of fresh gas rather than empty and full of water, then we could actually get some combustion. We just need to get gas in that or in this.
Both.
Both? Okay. Both it is. We successfully returned with the gas. Now we're gonna siphon it into the truck, and hopefully with a little bit of gas and a little bit of persuasion, we can get this truck to fire up for the first time in years and give it to my older brother for his birthday. Guys, fresh gas and some starter fluid, hit it. Okay, after it went to start, I kind of think that it might just be a bad fuel pump. So we're gonna go ahead, there's 8 bolts holding down the seats. Remove the seats so we can get to the gas tank, which is right behind the seats, and see if we can change out the fuel pump or test it and see if that's what's bad, and then hopefully get this thing started. We left off after putting gas in it and making sure it was getting spark, but then we found out, oh man, it sure smells like it too, it wasn't getting fuel. So what I went ahead and did is I removed the old fuel sender, plugged it with some plastic, and today we're going to be putting on this here fuel sender. All we gotta do is just love talk it into going in the hole. Just like that, we have the flare nut installed, the lock ring installed, the wire installed, the whole fuel sending unit in the car in just a couple of minutes. Now, we're gonna go ahead and try and start this car for the first time in a decade, guys. I'm so excited. All right, I'm gonna go inside, get a drink of water, maybe find a snack, and come back to it and try it again. Because if this doesn't work, I'm kind of at a loss. I'm just gonna leave it wide open when I start it. Hey guys, I wanted to show you something. You see this fluid dripping down right there? That's because I loosened up a little bit this fuel line, which goes directly to the carburetor. Before it was dry at the fuel cylinder, and I didn't really want to just take that off again because I was pretty sure the fuel cylinder is already good. So this tells us the fuel pump is good since there's fuel at the carburetor. So now that leads me to believe that since my older brother and my dad said they just got pre-gapped spark plugs, that maybe they didn't know what they were talking about and they got spark plugs that need to be gapped. And maybe they're incorrectly gapped, and maybe if we put in the right spark plugs or properly gap them, then we can get some starting out of this. I only adjusted each spark plug by 0.005 or about 0.01. It could be enough where it was causing that issue, but I don't know. At least we've narrowed down the issue to spark though. Come on. Well, I really just have no idea at this point what is causing our no spark. I'm gonna look on YouTube real quick and see if there's anything to help, but if there isn't, I might just call it a day and come back another time and see if we can get it then. Because I have to get home before today is over, do some homework, do some editing, and just kind of bummed, you know. Spent all this time, came all the way out here, and so it's the third day we are here with Sam after he's graduated, day after he's graduated, and we are still trying to get this truck started. Originally I wanted to get it done for his birthday, then I wanted to get it done for before graduation, and now it's after graduation. So long story short, it's not been going well. What we're going to do is something that we should have done long ago, and we are going to be doing a spark test. So we're going to be pulling the spark plugs, but first what we're going to try and do is just jump it, because we've been cranking it so much there's just not a lot of juice left in the battery. So maybe we just weren't getting enough juice to start it, and maybe it was flooded. So it's been sitting for a couple weeks, so maybe we can get it started now. All right, go ahead and let's see if this thing starts. We got our jumper cables hooked up. Moment of truth. I'm not very confident, but you know, miracles can happen.
I'm not confident at all.
Alright, spark test it is. Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a new distributor. I was testing the distributor battery terminal with my multimeter. I wasn't getting 12 volts on the multimeter. Could be that we weren't getting on the terminals, but I sure did feel like I was on the terminals. But as you can see, I had to go straight up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace the distributor, even though it looks brand new, get a new one from O'Reilly's, plug it in, and hopefully that's all it takes to get this truck started. If that doesn't work, then we could just go ahead and take it back to O'Reilly's, get our money back. But this would save us a lot of time trying to problem solve if we just go ahead and try and replace the part. And if that's the cost of getting this truck running, then that is a price I'm willing to pay. Is it this thing?
Oh. Isaac, look at the camera.
Alright. You guys have already probably started to pick up. I am a dumb bean when it comes to working on old cars like this. So this is the distributor in pieces, right? And we took pictures of the coils, but we didn't take pictures of where this little top part was, which is apparently connected to the helical gear. Now, we took it in to O'Reilly's. They said they didn't have the part, and they also weren't that helpful. And I'm an O'Reilly's guy. We took it in the AutoZone, and they said that these HEI performance distributors, this little plastic electronic bit, goes bad all the time in them. And they said that that's probably what our issue was after we described our no spark issue. So they said that if we go ahead and replace that hopefully this thing should start for us. And it was about a $150 part, but once we put this on, I'm very optimistic that it will start. If it doesn't, I will be devastated. Guys, I've gone ahead and put on the new part on the distributor, and at first I was like, why was the distributor the cause of the problem, or why could it have been the cause of the problem? Because everything about this distributor looks brand new and really, really good. But that guy said that these parts really fail a lot, especially on these high performance distributors. Now, my biggest mistake in Bumble, like I said, was not memorizing where the timing was on this. So we could be definitely throwing off the timing, but we're just gonna have to send it and hope for the best. And hopefully now we are getting spark. That is really all one can ask for at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in this little hole. Oh, that's so nice. I kind of wish all cars were big enough where you just sit inside of them. Like this. Okay, yeah. Gracias.
which I don't exactly. We do have a picture of this part though, so you think this would be the easy part.
Kind of jacked.
Thanks, bro.
Get him.
Come on.
I think we did put the part on right, and the low key was pretty easy to install, so let's go ahead and see if it starts. Alright guys, it still didn't start, so we're gonna go ahead and do a spark test. Okay guys, well,
Very obvious problem.
Maybe the reason we weren't getting spark is because we didn't plug in a single little guy. So maybe when we plug those in, we can hopefully get it. I know. Can't do is pray. We hooked up jumper cables. This is really a last-ditch effort, guys. I guess we could check the spark after this. Please. Well, sadly, we were not able to get this started at all. And we're gonna have to call Defeat and ship this thing 300 miles back home and have my shop repair it and get the thing started for my brother. I really wanted to get this thing started and one day be able to take something like this in the same situation and be able to fix it in no time. Guys, finally, after over a decade and multiple trips, hours away to Coffeyville, Kansas to try and get my grandpa's abandoned C10 running for my older brother for graduation, which eventually extended into his birthday and past his graduation. So we finally got it running regardless at my shop. I was able to get it alone. I originally thought it just needed a distributor, and that was partially correct, and we only replaced the ignition control module in our old distributor. And it actually turns out our old distributor was probably okay, but there was actually no power wire going to it. So we replaced the power wire, and we also got a new distributor. And on top of that, it also needed a complete carburetor overhaul and the engine retimed. But now this thing is running and purring like a pup. So let's go ahead and get this thing out on the roads. And it starts right up.